Hello everybody, my name is Mihai and I've put together this course to cover the topic related to data management in Salesforce, particularly how to migrate data, how to deduplicate it, some further trainings, and also the tools that are involved in helping us manage these aspects. A little bit about myself. I love skiing, I'm passionate about IT, and also love traveling. And I'm a big fan of the PlayStation 4 as well. I play a lot of games with my friends online. To start off the training, I would like to tackle the tools and specifically the data import wizard. I would like to show it and demonstrate its capabilities. We will find this tool in the setup menu of our Salesforce org by searching in the quick find for data import. You would find here the link in which you could use to launch the wizard, the green button in the middle being the launch. Once you have launched the wizard, the first screen you would select the standard custom objects. For this example, I would select inserting some accounts. And this tool is very unique because of the trigger and workflows that you can disable before loading the data. I have a file already created, which I'm going to be using in UTF-8 to maintain my special characters. Here on the next screen you will find the field mappings. As you can see here, there are several mappings because I selected account and contact, so I can just remove the ones that I'm not interested in so that all the fields are properly mapped. And here for the unmapped ones, I would suggest actually to start typing, and you would find the suggested field that it matches. I'll do the same for the second one. And to the right hand side you can see some examples of the records that I already have in my Excel. And when I'm done, I'm going to click next and start the job. You will get a prompt when the job is finished, and you can see the rest of the details here in the status. So if you have a bigger job, you would see it run for a while. And after that, I would like to check the examples that I already have uploaded. So as you can see here, these are the sample accounts that I've used. Next, I would like to demonstrate the data loader. This is a Salesforce proprietary tool, which it can be found again on the setup in the quick find if you select data loader. This is a tool that you install locally on your machine, so you have here for Windows or for Mac. And I would just like to highlight a bit the Mac instructions because the Windows ones are pretty straightforward. You have to install a new application, Zulu Open JDK. This is newer for the people who are used to using data loader before. So as I already have it downloaded, I won't go through the installation process, which you can follow from the website, but I'll demonstrate directly the insert and a couple of more activities using data loader. So first of all, I would like to log into my org. This is done through providing the username and password, allowing the access to the organization. And after I'm done, I'm going to click next. Here I'm going to select the account object because this is where I want to insert my records. I'm going to use the exact same CSV file. And on the next screen, I will be prompted with the number of records that have been successfully loaded. So the next step is to do the mapping, field mapping. Here you match the columns in Excel with the fields that you have in Salesforce. So as you can see, I'm using the auto-matched columns feature, but not all of them have been matched. And for that, you just simply drag and drop them where they are supposed to go. Next, I'm going to click next and finish. And as you can see, the records have been successfully created. And two files have been placed on my desktop, the errors and the success logs. These are very useful when debugging or sharing all of the rest of the details that you have created. For example, here I have all of my IDs that I'm very interested in using forward. Next, I'm going to be demonstrating another feature of data loader, and that's exporting. So I'm going to be exporting all of the accounts that I've just created. Let's say you want to migrate them, you want to move them to another org, or you just want to change some some details about your accounts. So I'm going to be using the same login. I'm going to select the account, and here you have a list of all the fields that are available on the account object and that you have access to. After I'm finished with selecting all of the fields that I'm happy with, I will add some more criteria, like for example created date equals today, and I can click add conditions. You can anytime edit this query by selecting it and typing in the name of the fields that are missing or the ones that you want to extract. After I'm click finished, I will be prompted with the same steps, and I have my Excel file saved on my desktop with the fields that I have selected previously. Now let's say that I want to do some changes in my database, so I would like to change the status of some of the accounts here, and the way that I do it is I select it in Excel, I change the details, and I would recommend using different sheets for different operations so that you can easily keep track of what you have done. And furthermore, I would like to add a couple of accounts and to demonstrate the upsert feature as well as the update one. So I'm going to be populating all of the fields that are relevant, leaving out the ID field because these accounts are not newly created. After I'm done with all my changes, I'm going to save the file as a CSV file. Have in mind, data loader only accepts CSV formats. And I'm going to hit the upsert button. I'm going to go on the account again. I'm going to select my CSV file, which is account.upsert, and I'm going to click next. Of course, they will ask me if I want to match against an ID field, but I'm not going to do that at this moment. And I'm going to use the same feature to automap all of the fields, and of course the name one doesn't want to map, so I'm going to drag and drop it. After I'm done, I'm going to click next and finish. And as previously shown, you will see the success and the errors. And if you open the view successes, you can see the items that were updated and the items that were created easily. For the next topic, I would like to touch upon the Salesforce Inspector. This is a Chrome add-on that you can install only in Google Chrome, and is very useful for managing your Salesforce org if you're an admin, and not only. So after I have installed it from the Chrome App Store, as you can see, it looks like this. And what I'm going to be showing you is the data import part. So let's say I have this list of accounts, which I have already pasted in my Excel. I'm going to copy them, and I'm just going to paste them where the data section is. I'm going to scroll and see which fields are not properly mapped, and as with all the tools, you can just start typing and you will see the suggested field. After I'm done, I'm going to click import, and in a second you will see the outcome of my exercise. Once I am happy with the outcome, I will recommend to copy them into a separate sheet so that you can keep track of the ID fields that might later be leveraged. And speaking of which, I will show how easy it is to remove these records that I've just created. So I'm just going to copy the ID field, and I'm going to select from actions delete. So this will remove all of the accounts that I have just created in my org. Quick and simple. Another feature of Salesforce Inspector is the data export module, which helps you build a query similar to data loader, but it's directly in the browser, and I would argue that it's a bit faster. So I would like to extract some data from the accounts, and I would start off with select ID and then say from account. And if I'm not sure of the rest of the fields, as you can see here, Salesforce Inspector helps me to suggest possible fields that can be extracted using this functionality. If I want to use limit of my records, I can just type this at the end after account, after the object, and it will limit the number of records that are shown on the screen. If I want to review a record that's on that page, I would right-click on the ID and open it in a new tab. Otherwise, if you click on it, it will override the whole screen and you will lose all your records. And then the last feature of Salesforce Inspector that I find really useful is the show all data feature, which basically helps you to edit all of the fields that are available on the account. to which you have access to in the same page. So this is very useful when you want to do a quick edit and you don't have the access to the field.